Hello, 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 everyone, the listeners, the audience, and welcome back. Today, now October 2024. This now Voice of Salon coming to you now from abroad, from the US, and Norway, and Canada. And so today, this is the Mr. Shyllon with with my co-host, Mr. Jallo Jamboria. Um, uh, Mr. Mengot is not going to be on board today, so I would like for you people to know. Also, I tend to forget a lot of times, so let me just go ahead and announce that in the sense that once once the program begins, if anybody get any comments for calling or writing, go ahead and get started. But if we notice that we get people holding on the line, like I can always express to owner, watching at the situation, we go make, please limit your conversation to 3 minutes when I am with the give everybody. Then you can call back. And thankfully, most of we callers then they abide or adhere to that practice day. And so I appreciate the unselfishness of we callers them because then they take into account other people being on the call. Let us continue that practice day, and we are very grateful. We viewers, we're very grateful for that. Also, when I always know, say there are certain medium them when I can catch we VOS. So let's start off with the toll-free number, which is for Canada, Mexico, and the United States. If you listen to we at this point in time, or any one of we VOS shows them, you can call 1-866-944-7722 if you're in Mexico, Canada, or the US, anywhere. Again, 1-866-944-7722. If you call from the United Kingdom and you don't want to spend any money on the call for a variety of reasons, one of which could be you are fourth or fifth in line and you will get for hold for a while, what will really cause you for drop the call when the time reach you. So just want to let you know, say there is a line, a toll-free line. Well, not a toll-free line, it's a free line. I don't know how to call it in England, but we call it toll-free. So it's +44 20 80 89 1455. Again, +44 20 80 89 1455. Likewise, if you call from Australia, there is a local line or there is a free line where you could call when a +61 29 09 84 337. Again, +61 29 09 84 337 if you call from Australia. Now, we'll get a universal number where regardless of which part of the world you're there, unless the government of that country they where you call from get restriction on WhatsApp, you can call 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. And I say that about the restriction because it happens sometimes. Sometimes certain countries they've been known to put restriction on WhatsApp calls for whatever reason. I think under the name of state security. Also, for be able for catch we get as a further source where you go here, we'll get radio VOS Radio Freetown, which is 91.9 FM. 91.9 FM, VOS Radio Freetown. You also can be able, if you download the app, you will be able for catch we, the mobile app. So you forget that, you forget the Google Play Store, one of the Google Play Store, or the Apple App Store, for be able for get the app for get we on the radio if you're there abroad or in other part of the world. So normally that's what happens. If you're in America, you want to listen to VOS Radio Freetown, I think you will only be able to catch it. And you can catch it if you get the app and download the app. In addition to that, we get other sources the way you for be able for Yerui or Catchwe, because we get a network of sources that we catch. Like you go on YouTube, on VOS network, you will be able for Catchwe. Or you go on Facebook. On Facebook, you get Voice of Salon TV, you get Voice of Salon Radio, you get VOS-SL, VOS-UK, VOS-Australia. All them sources and then you for be able to reach me. You also can catch me on Twitter, which is now called X. Then the way to catch me for those go to and go on X, VOS Television, if I be able to get me. Also, if you go to VOS TV website, vostelevision.com. If you go to vostelevision.com, you will be able to get me. If you go to vosradio.com, you will be able to get me. And as I mentioned earlier, the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, you will be able to download the app. Then there is a least known or well-known, but not likewise not well-known, a medium called Twitch, Twitch, Twitch TV. If you go on VOS television, I think you should be able to get we also on Twitch. With that said, let's move on with the items for today. And last week when we talk, we cover a lot of grounds on transportation and a lot of other things. Then we will not be. So we try to do the part 2 of what we do the last time. So we talk about a lot of other things. Then one of which was the mysterious plane. Or I don't call it mysterious. The unauthorized landing of a plane, we then speculate say might have come from Liberia, but there was no definitive statement to that effect. We'll go analyze that. We arrived at Lunge Airport, a private plane, about almost midnight, which landed, which is contrary to all sorts of international protocols and rules and laws and regulations. So now part 2 of that situation is that the whole matter has been resolved and the plane has been released and the crew or the plane or the ownership was fined $100,000 US dollars, and the manner, the process by which it was all done and accomplished, we want to be able to talk about that. Then also one area we will not be able to reach the last time was the around us shortly before then or around that same time day, there was a ship will be appearing with water. Now we coast there, stationary, what means a stop for almost 2 weeks. It didn't have water. We supposedly had a contraband of drugs. And it was there for 2 weeks before that ship day also was allowed to go. We could try for show when the information we get on that. So we begin to wonder. And before that, we don't even wonder where we get ECOWAS troops in the kind of Sierra Leone, even from Gambia. So there are so many mysterious developments there. But then playing the air with the land in the dead of night, unauthorized, ship them with the kind of water and just stay for a week or 2 without any explanation, without accountability. It makes there are so many unexplained developments that would take place in Sierra Leone now. Well, we don't say we get a government. We don't say this is not part of government for the monitoring and for we not get, I don't know how active will free press be, to what extent will press be, but these are things where the press should be able to tell the public as to what's going on, particularly when there was an article about the ship that he had drug contraband, that then nothing else was said, and then the ship was also allowed to go not even like they do the plane. They're not give with detail with respect to a lot that the public is supposed to know. So we want to talk about that for make people understand what in the go on, and then I would say we get a navy. Or one for question, if we indeed have a navy, even a volunteer navy, which I think it is, and how efficient and effective that navy they be, are they equipped for be able for patrol the waters, and are they equipped for be able for detain a ship if it comes down to that, you know? Uh, so we'll get a few questions they won't want to ask. So with that said, let me allow my co-host for introducing himself, Mr. Jamboria, and then if he wants, he can start the program with the first item on the agenda, and then we can go from there because I don't have to start. So, Mr. Jamboria, back to you, sir. Whatever you want.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope listeners then they hear me clearly.
Yeah, we did hear
Fambul,
you. So
well, that means they're hearing me. Fambul dem
that's
unakusha unakabo. Afumami no piari. Bondesha. Aguana. We're not done with what in the Madingo man they call Kurfukarfa and Salon. Every day when you wake, other trouble they be. Where you dey ask yourself, how do we think in Sierra Leone? A plane was caught red-handed landing illegally in a very big airport. The whole thing behind the plane is shrouded in secret because Salon a secret society. Then after a few days, then can't tell we say law officers department don't handle them. As far as we know, when such things they happen, you get institutions and systems where for handle the issues. I remember way back in the 1980s, we used to have an anti-drug unit and money laundering, anti-drug and money laundering unit at the within the Sierra Leone Police Force. And at that time, it was headed by somebody I considered as a close friend and a college mate. He is retired now from the police. I know at that time there were certain procedures and equipment provided. And I also know, say, when such an issue happen, then get institutions the outside Sierra Leone where then they collaborate with. Interpol, DEA, MI5, FBI, etc., whichever agency where they within the ambits of waiting, then they try for investigate and make clear, then go involve them. But if a plane can land, then tell we say they don't know side this plane come out, but they're expecting a Liberia, because that was the assumption they gave us. Then later we come for discover, say this plane, as a matter of fact, was tracked from Mexico across the Atlantic to Sierra Leone. They now allow the Sierra Leone police for performing professional and technical duty, because we should have a wing in the police force to take time and investigate, do forensics, etc., for know the exact thing. We can't really say law officers department or judiciary or whatever the title would then give them, don't handle the case, the matter has been resolved, and somebody has been fined $100,000, then we may want to ask, who is covering up what? And what are they covering up? The second question is, what was the fine for? Was it for the aircraft or the people on board the aircraft? You see, there has been a culture of apartheid in Sierra Leone, where I talk about them days here on my channel. That apartheid, it affects the administrative mentality in Sierra Leone. Because when you try to circumvent certain procedures, thinking you know better, you they tell the other people and say, then they're a different class. Apartheid is about class and the legalization of class differences. I don't care whether I call them ethnicity or whatever. If you have been given a public function to perform, you circumvent all the steps then. You come with a conclusion that you tell the whole nation, say you know better and you know what to do, nobody should question you. And now they give you suspicion, say you are doing it because you want to protect certain people. And this points back to one thing. If there are no people in the government involved, this procedure will not have been taken. This step will not have been taken. Especially so when this plane in landing, it coincide in timing with this ship we'll get for talk about. But I know take everything now and talk in one go. I go give Mr. Shyllon, as a lawyer, the chance let expand on this. Maybe me munku asabi, I don't expand them logically because I've been an administrator myself for some time. I know the procedures that were involved. You don't circumvent procedures in an administrative system. So somebody has to answer certain questions. Who are they protecting? Why the fine of $100? For what? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria. Now, let me just say two things. Again, let me remind our listeners, if we love Sierra Leone, as some of us do, we should be concerned when we see this barrage of consistent display of contempt of the people of Sierra Leone. And I say consistent display of contempt for the people because it is beginning, in fact, it has become obvious that the government doesn't really care what people think, how people feel.
Yeah.
They just figure, say, either the rest of the people are not deserving of any accountability by the government, number one, or the government thinks, who cares? Now we get power. We can do whatever we damn well please. And this is the way we're going to handle things. And we're going to handle it our way, not the way society or the law or legislation that prescribe for let we follow everything. Now, it reminds me of the way we would drive back home. Why would would don't accept that? Because if we follow regulation, if we drive on the right-hand side of the road, the correct side of the road, if we stop when we're supposed to stop, if we display the necessary courtesy to each other on the road, if we display some civility to each other, we go do a whole lot better than if everybody want to break the law. Everybody one stop side for stop. Anybody, if you're in a dominant street like Pademba Road, you drive from Cotton Tree to Campbell Street or to prison, then at the dominant road that on the street. Any vehicle where they come from there adjacent street them. There should be bold signs them for say, stop for the traffic on the dominant street. If they come from West Street or Dundas Street, if they come from Secular Road, if they come from Brook Street, you name it, once you come for enter or cross Pademba Road, you for stop. But what you would see back home, and it does become part of practice and procedure, is you want the motor car within the dominant street or road for stop for you where they come from the side street. Well, a person will get enough sense go stop for you for avoid an accident. And not because you are right. But is that the way society is meant to be run? Is that what you call the smooth process of traffic? I mean, aren't you better off if we follow the rules and regulations? Well, we are seeing the same thing. It is becoming more and more clear that we government officials, them, again, either them believe say laws are meant only for those who are not within the seat of power. If you not belong to the cabinet, you not belong to parliament, now una law mean then they pass law for. But any parliamentarian, any minister, deputy minister, the law not applicable to you. Because if the law applicable to you, if you think say we pass law for everybody for follow, and the best way we want for follow law, now for set good example, so you were there at the top, you go adhere and comply with the law, the people at the bottom will expect themselves for do likewise. So this is what you will see now. Now we get a pattern. And this is the country again. You know APC or you know SFPP, but look at the pattern. During the Ernest Koroma term, we get mysterious planes landing Lalunga Airport, mysterious hours of the night with contraband, and so on. Now we get a different government. And these were all actions being criticized by the opposition then, about making Sierra Leone a hub for drug trafficking. And we're seeing the same display of the same conduct under this very government. And in fact, then they take them even further. Okay? So recently, we get a ship all kind of water where we go show a picture or video of where they in water for 2 weeks. Contain drugs. Sit down safely in the water. Then a plane can land. Are they connected? Did the plane bring drugs for ATO, or did the ship they wait for that flight for can't take drugs? Is that how we really want to run a country? And we know, say, then situation there. There is an article on the screen where it says cargo ships smuggling cocaine draws scrutiny due to unique routing. Okay? So, and then why they suspect the ship? Now they, where they travel? Just imagine if you go McKinney, then you decide where you reach my 47 or my 91, you turn for go Moyamba, then you go to Pujion, but I'm McKinney you go, then you go Kailao, then you go Kono, and then decide for go McKinney. Now that's how the ship travel, will make them suspect, say, something all right. But when I take the shortcut for Usai they go, now then strange route it take. Well, this is what you had to talk about for, say, we government must think, say, like the ship captain must have thought the whole world stupid, we take that strange route today, that not subject them to suspicion. But and so we on government they behave. And the thing that bothers me also about the governments, they not even put thought, they not even put deep thinking into the excuse or the explanation when they give the public. They just can't say anything. And when anything where if you question, then you can see the loopholes, or the flaws in which they say. So they don't even respect the people and for say, well, let we lie, get some credence or credibility. They're not even worried with that anymore. They just come and say something and that's it. And like this ship, like this plane, one moment when I tell we say the plane land about midnight, so many questions to be raised. Until me co-host say, well, the plane not go land without air traffic controllers. So if they're not getting permission, how they land? Then all of a sudden, they arrest 2 traffic controllers who also have now been released. But until that point was raised, then good with and reason, the government explained to reason until the question was asked, but how did the plane land? You know, you just need to come and land without some kind of air traffic control. Then there were lots of questions as to how, when a plane lands in such a manner, how is that communicated to the head of the aviation and to the security? Now, we will say, like the FBI, the CIA, back home, we don't know who that is in charge of the national security. We know they use the word internal security, but which is generally considered to be that of the police. I don't know if an invasion force come into the country, if not the police force at the security, then they will get for notify or whoever will be in charge. But the reality is, in no time, when that plane they land, Lunge being as far as from the mainland, government officials were around. How did they get there that quickly if they knew nothing about this plane arriving? Then give the excuse, say, oh, no contraband were found. Now, then the story changed, saying that be 4 people them. Now they claim, say, now be 5. We were told that the plane came from Liberia. We were told investigation was going to be conducted. We were told that there would be a release of public information for tell you what happened. But at no time did the government even get the regard and the respect for the country and the people for even get a Liberian official for tell we whether in fact the plane came from Liberia. And there is credible speculation that the plane may have come from somewhere else other than Liberia. So what is behind the secrecy? And if when I tell we say the plane came from Liberia, does the government consider everybody so dumb and so dense as not to even try to make the story credible, that questions will be asked? Or is it that free speech has been so silenced to the point that the government just assumes, say, people will have questions in their minds, but they dare not ask we anything. Because some of them, and where our government explain things to we, is complete disrespect to the people. We don't get no regard for the people at all. That, you know, this is just a sheer show of power and on accountability. Now we get power, we'll not get for explain. And if we give reason, that's it. Whether the reason makes sense or the reason is nonsensical, we just say what we get for say, and that's all we're going to say. This is what it appears. And these are serious issues on a matter of national security. I mean, it's clear in my line of work as a lawyer, there is a phrase called reasonable presumption. Okay? Why is it not reasonable to assume that government is hiding something from the people? Why is it not reasonable to assume that there are powerful people who get the government officials and what in control, where government they try for cover for? Now, like this plane, I mean, this is not common sense. The landing unauthorized at the airport, not only they in all kinds of aviation violation, internationally and otherwise. It is a crime against the territorial integrity of Sierra Leone. It's a crime against the country. No question about that. Okay, so But these people were not charged with a crime. Now, here's the thing. I want ordinary people to see. If they catch you to drive in the street of Freetown, only part of Sierra Leone Police, you not get license, then will charge you with driving without an operator's license. It's a crime. Okay? But yet, now we own country now, playing the car and land without any showing. In fact, when I talk about the pilot, that's another question. Is this a pilot with a duly authorized piloting license? We don't know. It looks like the public doesn't have a right to know. Okay? And so we just raise the question here for let we begin to understand, for say, is this what it has come to, that the government has no regard for the people then, because then things say, hey, power is in our hands and we owe no one no explanation. You know? So these are some of the things that were. Now then say, then release the plane. Okay, let me stop there, because I have been cautioned before in the past by my co-hosts that I can get too long-winded. So Mr. Jamboria, let me go back to you. Yeah, sir.
You don't raise several issues where need for be addressed.
Yeah.
You see, the country don't reach the stage where the moral and ethical lifeline of the country for take precedence over every other thing. You said the last government. I would correct you, sir, that drug smuggling in Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone being an entrepot for drug in West Africa, started under the Tijan Kaba government. His son, dead now, was involved. There was a fellow called Jibril Kamara, GK, and several other people, one of whom is related or connected to the present head of state. So I'm giving you the matrix, the connections. I think it's time we begin to tell these people we know far more than they think we know. Let them begin behave themselves. Okay? That plane wouldn't be all under an Escromain regime. It involved people who were connected to the SLPP. Some of them ran away with assistance from the APC. Others were arrested. I think that Jibril Bobo in the jail in America as we speak. Because the DA was very active in West Africa at that time. They made some arrests in Liberia and in Nigeria, etc. That same ring now they continue so. We don't know who and who involved, but it is this drug ring that has been operating since 2000 in Sierra Leone. So if you not get results or the desired procedures at this time, you may want to ask how many people in this present government are involved. And I think the public needs to investigate and know that. Because it's dangerous for a country whose poverty day for make they use there as an entrepot. Look at the damage we push the cost to we small picking them na salon. All na part of the ring of this using Sierra Leone as an entrepot. Then they all about cyber security, then they can't tell we trash about them not knowing a plane landing. Cyber security, and first and foremost duty, na state security. If the cyber security in Sierra Leone was efficient, they should have tracked that plane before it landed. Because cyber security is not only about passing laws to arrest your opponents, it's also about tracking possible people that will go can a country for can cause trouble for you. Now we have all the systems in the world. When plane take off from any airport, there are things on the internet that they call flight waiting 24. The paid one they were connected to satellite. They track every plane. They even show you the plane registration number. There are also systems where they show you ship them where they move in the water. The paid version of them, we're connected to satellite. They show you every detail about the ship. So there is nothing in hiding anymore. And for a country making noise about cyber security laws, they should be doing better. than circumventing procedures and hiding things them. But one thing may know, anything will get beginning, it gets end. What you make us say so, the international world, they track them. We're not going to hear very soon. You can run, but you cannot hide. I go end them there on this issue, sir.
All right, sir. Let me remind the audience that the lines are open. You're free to call in and you're free to send in your comments. But going back to along the line with Mr. Jamboria just talked about. Now, you begin to raise the question, number one, how serious are our governments? Not
Do we have
necessarily this.
or do we have a
Well,
mafiosi
yeah, well,
acting?
indeed. And how serious are they in terms of really running a country? Because again, I can like for make comparison. If you are poor, you get a welfare, you get, let's say, 4 picking them, and you're not drag man. If you're sincere, you are concerned about the suffering of your picking them or your family. Even when you go out there go drag because you know the regular job, you go be very careful and mindful of not committing crime so let them not arrest you because you know say them people and they your family will suffer.
Exactly.
So what do? Your main guide is going to be your common sense and your principle upon which they raise you. So the same thing we get with the see government upon government upon government in Sierra Leone. And this is the thing, I'm saying this for the one day we still hung up on this SAPP APC foolishness. And I call that foolishness because, as I always say, then two parties have been the biggest disappointment and misfortune for Sierra Leone. You know, they haven't done, using the American phrase, a damn thing good for the country. They've dragged us 60 years backwards. Then share equal. There is no sense in making the comparison of saying, oh, well, APC ruled for 50 umpty year, SLPP ruled this way. It no matter. The comparison I go give, if somebody break into my house, he thief 80% of my assets, my property in my house. Then by the time whether they settle down, another thief man can, he thief 10%, he will be foolish of me for beginning to say, well, the man who thief 10% na good thief man pass the one. They are both thieves. The only reason we make the one thief 10% is because it's another able carry or that he meet. You know, then say the one who thief 80% na a better person. So for them for making them stupid comparison there. Stop comparing
And
APC and SAPP.
Mr. Shyllon, at the time when the APC was in power, 60% of the top SLPP were active with the APC. And
Correct.
most of them
Indeed.
were very senior ministerial positions like
Indeed.
finance, development, foreign affairs, vice president, etc. So who is fooling who? Let them left for fooling us alone. We don't reach the stage where we get for tell that class of cultural apartheidists, them who get they call themselves politicians, say, we've had enough of you, change track. Because what these guys have put in place in Sierra Leone is what you would call a cultural apartheid. Apartheid by definition, now when you legalize acute discrimination based on ethnicity and other such social factors. But in Sierra Leone, the kind of apartheid we'll get, they're not right in the parliament saying a law, but it is practiced as a legal condition, just like how Britain not get constitution, but then get conventions where then they use for running country. The cultural apartheid, where now they tell we, you know that na me, this nine the bra. That cultural apartheid now don't make some people them feel complacent, them feel say na them papa then die left salongi them, then for run out and lek, then go do out and lek. Broke all the rules. Broke the rules for drugs, broke the rules for rape and things like that. Look what happened. The old minister was named for something. No official reaction. We have to watch how these things are going. Now, a whole election is conducted, no result, all man they Allah this, all man Allah that. The politicians, they don't put themselves on a level, stratosphere. Then they're in a different class, within a different class. Like how the whites them in they do in South Africa during apartheid. Side black man no for go, toilet black man no for go. That's the same condition we have in Sierra Leone. And it's time we begin to tell these guys, because we know most of them, their origins. They came from deprived backgrounds. Now I make them they behave so. They came from deprived backgrounds. Anybody who come up from a deprived background, if you get money and power, it misbehave. Because money not a change person. Power not a change person. It show you true character. We are fed up with the nonsense where they go on in Sierra Leone. We don't want another war day again. Because what in they do so, we have a population that is 80% below 35 years. If these people continue under deprivation, one day, hunger go overtake them. Then some foolish person go grab as leader, lead them into causing trouble. Then take the country back years. They want the first nonsense where they introduced what they call the RUF war, take the country, heal from the psychological traumas and destructions. Now then they create another one by reckless behavior. If you say you're educated, the first thing what they're showing you now your ethical behavior. How you do things, why you they do things. Now they show say you're educated, not to your title. Because Einstein say, after all the learning, what is left is education. And what is left is what we expect to be the ethical side of you. These guys don't have any ethics. They are worse than baboons in the forest. Now begin tell them that. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria. So going back to this plain business, you see, this is the thing. So look at the process by which then dispose of the matter. First of all, crimes were committed. Apparently, the police were just told, or the CID, well, we will take them from here, meaning law officer department. And these guys are making a mockery of the system.
Business. Let the police let them do their job.
Exactly. But they are making, so is this all we've learned? Now we will get a legal profession to we safe. We not inject any ethics into the profession of law. It's all a matter of sheer display of power. And we think, say, this is going to take us somewhere. All it's going to do is pulling us backward. I mean, that's a matter of common sense. If we not allow the law to take hold, if we not allow the institution, how are we going to move progressively where everything deal. So anybody can kind of a country, form a mafia group, engage in massive criminal enterprise, and just buy their way out of a legal system without regard to, I mean, these guys were not even charged for violation of airspace. And they don't charge them with anything. They just say some law officers department. And I just wonder if indeed the law does exist, that the law officers department can just fine people. I thought it was only the courts that could do that. And it should be done with proper procedure. So I am willing to bet they have shortcut the process again. This is within the powers to be to do. Because I cannot imagine how the law officer department forget the authority for just fine people. They don't have the authority for dismiss
To
a prosecution, for dismiss
prosecute
charges.
or
You know?
dismiss, prosecute or
Yeah,
dismiss, but you cannot find people.
exactly. So some of we they bring them here up for make the people then within a power no say, no, we are all not that stupid or uninformed. Because after they've reached the conclusion clearly that a bunch of munkus
Idiot.
then they rule Sierra Leone. So,
And then
so well, it's just so amazing. I mean, so much effort, so much energy being spent in just destroying the very foundation where the country needs for go forward by people who should know better. Okay? And so, and you hear nothing from parliamentarians. You hear nothing from the president. You hear nothing from the opposition, the supposed opposition. And this is why I get me on fight with APC.
are
Now
they
I
enough?
take the position. I take my position again. The purpose of the existence of an opposition is to let the country, let the world know that if the party in power were to be ousted through constitutional means, una whether in opposition, una ready, able for takeover and run the country better than it was. That's what an opposition should be. And they can say if marriage go sweet, now the bachelor's eve you go know. We're not gonna wait till because this they happen. We'll wait till an Eskoromaka, then we'll get complaint. We'll wait till the BO government come, we'll get complaint. How long do we want? Can't we start getting opposition when a government in training, just in case when a government loses, we know say the opposition are capable. We want for no say like APC, within the structure, then get somebody with the advice, Samora Kamara, if he is the head, he gets a foreign international expert with the talent, with a keeper abreast. We'll get good lawyers, then what the talent, what the law is. We'll get good this and that. So we know say they are just like a government in waiting. But now look at what's happening. Everything is a deal. We country don't reach the point now where everybody want for bills within the shortest possible time. Will anything be wrong with a government, with a leader, if you say, listen, in my own government, if you do work, country, also you not bill it, not to under my leadership, you can begin bill. I'm not going to allow that.
Mr.
Also,
Shyllon,
you don't start where you not finish it.
sorry for interrupt you, sir.
Go ahead.
If we have a structured society, even owning a house should not be a hassle, for God's sake. As you are in the United States, owning a house is not a hassle. Just get a job where they pay you. You dey go to any bank, you take a loan, you get a mortgage, you get your house. You no need for go thief nobody or go do any unholy things for do that. Just have a job and get a good credit record. That's all it takes. But because we no want for build trust now with society, we compound ourselves with mistrust and corrupt acts. And cheap people they use we for destroy ourselves. Because when you look at this critically, whatever is going on, maybe not just 1% of the profits they reach some of them guys here where they sell we country cheap. So the big players where they do them business and they make billions of dollars. Because now they only look at the drug side. There is money laundering going on in Sierra Leone. There is money laundering going on. For God day, una go hear the results very soon.
Well, let me just take a view on the money laundering. This is where we're not learning. When it comes to money laundering, the West, particularly America, they have complete control over that area there. So what happens? You begin launder money in Australian or from any African country. The moment that money they left you sure, if the Americans are interested or the West interested in anything in your country, then go make you know secretly to say, hey, buddy, or my friend, we know that 100, $200 million, we know whose bank you go. We know the account number. We know where that check can be.
That may be what is happening right now, Mr. Shyllon. Sierra Leone is so loaded with minerals that we have people up there exposing us to sell our resources very cheap. From what they say so exactly. Yeah. That is exactly what is happening in Sierra Leone. It's not an assumption. And these guys, what they make with they talk some of them tap and tap, if they not stop the nonsense, we go count proofs. We will count proofs. A lot of nonsense they go on in our country.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. Go ahead.
People are so cheap. At least for once, now we get integrity. Sierra Leone has enough resources for make everybody in that country live a decent life. As a matter of fact, if we get a consensus, we will manage, we serve constructively. The least paid man in Sierra Leone should be earning $2,500 per month. But because we are mentally cheap, now I make they do all that rubbish here. The munko and the ignorance now in Bokupa win at that country. The old man they all about title. It's a pathetic situation we have in Sierra Leone. And we have to begin to tell, because then they assume say people they don't know. Now I make them they continue for do the nonsense. Now that them begin know say people and they will know, and maybe they know so much at the tip of the iceberg with the pull na door, then go behave themselves.
Again, for we APC, we SLPP brothers, them, look at what's happening with the tripartite situation now. Okay? And I have always taken the position that APC should have been far more responsible than making themselves the other party to the whole process, meaning SLPP, APC, and then the third party, the winner outsiders. APC should have had the foresight to have included the minority parties. Them will not get the gravitas. Exactly. You know, they should have included them for the good of the country instead of putting an ego ahead. And strategically, I think that was a bad move. Because then,
Mr. Shyllon, if we look at them legally, that whole process is a null and void process. Because these other political parties are legally registered in Sierra Leone. They don't have to beg to be included. If we now go take a decision on behalf of the country, we will not include them. They will not include other quarters of society. And for make society get stability and unity, inclusiveness is part of the requirement. Then the whole tripartite process is a botched process. This is why I've always said I don't want to discuss that issue. Because from day one, me don't see the nonsense panel. I've always told people that that's my position. And be rest assured, that's where we're going to end. The APC, they dismantle themselves through this tripartite. Now they don't begin cause themselves effect. Then they ban this, lock this, naya, pull key na down the hand, pull padlock na down the hand. Let God help them. Go ahead, sir.
Now, again, indeed, you know, you just wonder what kind of leadership, and so what is so disheartening about the whole thing, in most countries, you begin to see a sign of a generation of good leadership. Yeah. The most recent example, now Senegal, where you get young people in kind of power. Now in Australia, God help us. Who do we have? The young
Yeah.
generations like the Ben Kefala and the David Senga, where for we young age we call them Bobo, them. Look how
Now
they have become even more.
picking them to me and you.
Yes, sir.
Picking
But
them to me
look,
and you. We get picking them way big like them.
we're big past them.
Or big
We're
past
big
them.
past them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So look all this formal education credential with them two fellows I get what I just named. Look at them behavior and not consistent with the degrees them with them all and the level of education with them claims that they achieve. Okay?
Because
Now,
because Einstein in principle holds true that education is what is left after learning. Maybe these guys did not learn at all, so nothing is left.
well, you could you could be right. And this is the disappointment about the whole process. So now if we are turning the baton over to the next generation, I see no sign of any great future for Sierra Leone
Well,
to the succeeding generation.
let me tell you, Mr. Shyllon, what is happening presently in Sierra Leone. We alarming, but people are not know about that. Even the exams they already picking and they sit. Parents when they go hang around for
Oh
bribe
yeah,
invigilators them for show them picking them. The tertiary institutions then worse. No education is taking place in Sierra Leone, so then they will not just kiss that off. When we have a sober government, then for come with a fast track adult re-education system for make sure say this generation then give them certain basic skills. But I'll tell you for free, no education is taking place in Sierra Leone right now. The level of bribery we involved in the educational system, if you know, you will cry for Sierra Leone. And that's not
and
an assumption, it's a fact I got from people who are involved in the teaching profession in Sierra Leone. Remember, I was once a teacher and I was vice president of the Teachers Union. There are a lot of people in the teaching profession I know. I talk to them, they tell me how appalling our system has broken. We have a completely broken educational system. And now they sit up on the top ranking people.
and consistent, like Mr. Jamboria mentioned, the thing about cyber security. Again, the officials then need for begin to take things serious. Way back then, when Sierra Leone go to parliament, begin talk about cyber security, some of us felt it was putting the cart before the horse. That may have been necessary, but in the order of things, cybersecurity was not as important to we then, even now, as other things were. Okay, but again, for political reason, they push that and put that into place. In fact, they try to make it seem like the cybersecurity law was a replacement of the libel law, which I don't think it was. I think cybersecurity law would then pass, not just a totally distinct law, will not get no share any characteristic with the libel law. Now, here is my problem with the legal system back home. Parliament, cybersecurity not necessarily had to annul the libel law. Again, we fail to realize, say, we get a system of breathing, bridging the British legal system with the American legal system. Until we get this constitution, we'll not be get what we will call a constitutional democracy. The libel law, in and of itself, where we have a strong court system, could have been outlawed, could have been taken to court and challenged the legality of it and stricken, by the court as being unconstitutional. It may have been legal, or will not be get a constitution. during the Albert Magai term. But once the constitution come into being, the problem was lawyers don't know that much about constitution. They don't know the things they wait for attack. They believe say any law passed by parliament is legitimate. Yeah, it may have been legitimate when the law was passed, but once we get a constitution and the constitution become the main law of the land, then we begin to understand the concept that even parliament doesn't have the power to do anything unconstitutional. Once upon a time, by William system, parliament was supreme. But as soon as we begin, that law could have been stricken easily with a properly constituted judicial system. This is why I'm so passionate in trying to make the courts strong enough for forget redress. But we're not going to make the court strong enough if we allow the system for manipulate the judges and put the judges' them fingers into the mouth of the executive, where the president get the power for suspend a judge, for forcing all this practice of forcing people into and leave. It never happened. There are processes, there are regulations back home now from time where you do go leave when you leave time come. They're not for force you for go leave one or two you time. So all this the weaken the system, and then we look at the trend. Tell me, since independence, any government would succeed another government would improve the political institutions in the country. Which kind of improvement they would not make? With the weakening. Go ahead, Mr. Jambo.
Mr. Shyllon,
Yes,
I have told you umpteen number of times that the problem of Sierra Leone is not with our systems and administrations, but with our sociology. You cannot change a baboon into a monkey. Nor can you change a reindeer into a goat. If you want to change them, you have to go through biological and sociological processes for make that happen. Not so?
correct.
Our cultural setting, we need to accept that it had always been faulty. It is one of impunity based on apartheid. We've been all about South Africa practicing apartheid against blacks. But in West Africa, the black man, they practice apartheid against his own black brother. We get that distinct in we cultures. The Timni man, they tell somebody, moon chick, main last Siri. That's apartheid. You're not a stranger, me na me get here. The Mende man, they do the same thing. The Fula man, they do the same thing. You understand? This mentality, now they grow into, we get Western education, we become very confused animals. So when we're in public office, we abuse our culture. All them things how they happen at Sierra Leone. We can change them if we look at the real root of the problem. You can change all the governments in Sierra Leone and even bring Jesus Christ or Prophet Muhammad at State House. But if we don't change the way we understand life, if we don't change our perceptions about our relationships with each other, that we should have equality, not one person or one set of people thinking they are better than the others, nothing will change. It will only get worse. Now they see so. And now, what's in the worst part of it, we they destroy even the simple things them what for do for make we change ourselves. When you don't destroy the educational system, where they transmit knowledge, what else can you not destroy? Because change is a process that is initiated by knowledge. When you get the knowledge, individually they look, you say, okay, la left for do this, la do this. Not a person they tell you. But when you not even get access to that knowledge, then nothing changes in you. Some of these guys may tell you they have PhDs. Ask them. And you know, I know, after you first degree, after a bachelor's level, if you mature enough for the study whole net right, boku boku, you carry and go to a supervisor, the reader, and they help you for correct the English. They say, okay, this is in second language. We go allow them. So God, you they get you paper. It's not about your intelligence. It's about your ability to put effort in what you are doing. Education itself ends at bachelor's level. You see, if we understand some of these dynamics, then we can begin look at ways for correct what thing they go wrong. It's painfully going to be a long process. And it's painfully going to be a process where maybe a lot of people go make it impossible for make we do them. Because for some of them, what you they talk, so they have left boy, and you only they talk, boy gladdy. So they cannot change. They will continue to remain the baboon they are. But when we change the masses, when and then they suffer the brunt of this disparity in we sociocultural setup, when we change them, the masses know better. When they go to them to ask them for votes, they will tell them, no, party will not vote for you. Because now then they use cultural sympathy for fool the people. Them. Look, then go Kailau, they go Allah, in the party office now also get Starlink. Starlink na $50 for month. Anybody can buy. Now the first thing with the first fee for pay, forget the equipment. Now it may be cost about 1,000 to 1,500 dollars. After that, now $50 for month you they pay. Maybe in Sierra Leone it's a little bit higher because of the satellite interconnections where they will need. You understand?
Yeah.
But Starlink gets a lot of satellites up there, so it should not that should not affect the price. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's below $100 per month. Look at the whole government; they go boast about that. They know they boast about how then they plan for put satellite in space so that we will get efficient communication system. Then they go boast about Starlink. You see how cheap they are, cheap mentality. And look back into the cultural origins. That's where it is. I'm sorry I have to say it this way. It may sound insulting to some people, but at times the truth is so difficult to say that it may seem like an insult. I think we have a caller.
Hello, caller. Which name your name? Which side you call from?
Yes, sir.
Hello, caller.
Good afternoon, good morning, and in a salon first. How would they do?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How you do?
Yeah, not too bad, Mr. Shyllon. Mr. Jubaro, I greatly want to say I admire both of you, especially the guest, Mr. Jubaro.
Jamboria.
Jambora. So, yeah, I really like
Jamboria.
you.
Oh, Mr. Jallo. You can
Take
call him
on
Jallo.
issues.
Jallo.
Yeah, Mr. Jallo. I really like you uncompromising, unapologetic stand on issues. You need a compromise for anybody. Me na salon first. You see, me na the next generation of Sierra Leoneans. We don't watch on our generation how things they go. And me own generation, don't look and say we need to do something about it before me generation, before the other generation that they come. Okay? So that's the reason why I put myself out here, making this phone call to reach out to Sierra Leone and then make them try to understand who I am and what I'm trying to do. Okay?
Yeah.
I know say I get 3 minutes. But
I
I'm
go
serious about
you get
putting myself out there. The issues then they Sierra Leoneans, we have serious eternal issues. You know, we have gone through so many trauma we have never got that help. Whether through counseling, whether through love, whether through support, we haven't had that. We've gone through too many trauma, and we need to heal as a nation, as a people, as one Sierra Leoneans, not based on APC or SPP. It hasn't worked, and it will never work. It's always that they will always be our obstacles of fulfilling the path of going the way since after the war. I've experienced the war myself. I was there from the beginning to the end. So I know what war's like. I know what it's like trying to survive through things like that. Okay?
Yeah.
So if I had put myself out here, I've been here before, and I'm receiving so many opposition backlash from people because we have created a culture within ourselves. Everybody, if you say that they get the answer, especially the one day then they oversee back. The one day then they America, England, Australia, Europe, then believe for say because then they oversee, they automatically qualify to do the job. No. It takes integrity, your character. You have to grow up with it from the beginning, from the bottom up. It takes character. But a lot of Sierra Leone believe or say because in England or America, they automatically think that they got the answer or they are the savior. Anyway, me stand on the make I will call back.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
so much for calling.
Let me hear you talk privately backstage.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I really admire you. When I listen to you, you sound like my dad. Because his fears is the way they speak, they compromise. They tell you the truth. Whether he hurts you, what you find you want to take them, good. If you not take them, it's on you. So I listen to you. I see the knowledge there. People like you don't need to do this, but because you see saying we have to do better. Sound too small. It's too small to the point that we are going, like the people, foreigner, then get more rights than the ordinary Sierra Leoneans. And it shouldn't be that way. We are divided by tribes, tribal differences. Yeah.
Hello. Okay, sorry that the machine cut you off, but you can call again. Just very briefly, for just touch on the young man, and even one from. Okay, let me take another call before I go further. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from?
Good evening again from Leicester. This is Mustafa.
Hey, Mr. Mustafa, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Nice to hear your voice.
Welcome.
Yeah. This girl I just talked, he like with this thing that he say like Mr. Jamboria in uncompromising stance. I always laugh. See this now. You stubborn Fulaman. This not alone.
I make them rap me, then throw me over.
I imagine what is my young idea. Anyway, I can always enjoy the way they talk. I say, this man a trouble for Andula. Anyway, so the two things the owner don't care with this. First of all, this airplane. This is now a classic example of which we call say the state they lie in people them, the state they misinform in people them. This is an example like nine don't do exactly because everybody understands say flight no go just come out Liberia. It not gets any. I mean, they say na Liberia come out. It not gets no way, no. I mean permission for go Liberia. He go Liberia come out there. They don't hold them. Then can alone. My not possible. These people waiting. They go Liberia. They not go ask if the land they, what happen, they buy fuel, they, what they do in Liberia. This is first of all information where for them go ask for. They present information. And now, secondly, we don't know from one journalist when Thomas Dixon talk say, I don't know if I get that tweet, and or if maybe I
Yes.
can't late, maybe una display am.
Now they display. Look at normal.
Yeah, we get on the
Okay.
screen.
No, I mean
Thomas Dixon.
the tweet. Yes,
Now
exactly. Yes. Yes. So you see now, if you don't tell we say, oh, the people are now 4 people left, oh, they don't pay money. Now other information they come about it. This is you are playing with the security of the state. Now for money, how much they give una? What did people like how to una? Una the compromise on the security of the state. Where una people and come out and say them protest, they say, oh, that terrorists they are waiting. These people might kind of overthrow you. These are international people, they will get money. What do you make that guy na Mexico? Where America don't go take him from Mexico, they can't put an American prison. Because now warlord, now drug lord, he get money. But you look at these things, you joke with them in there, and then when you count high-handedness, you put up by people. This is wrong. This from the first day, I know say they go lie on this because they don't accuse EBK, say the regime playing out cocaine. So then they go hide the information to let people don't know if that cocaine come or something. Because look at that drug trade week, that other to that week come, that ship, that container we didn't carry it. We didn't carry that container they say na chicken na end day. Later now we don't can get kush problem. Nowadays, today I don't give anything in the capable of cocaine after this thing don't come in a salon. So who knows what these people came with? Because these people in come out South America now drugs they deal with. How then people come out from that far for just come a trip a tourist? I mean I don't know if not tourist they can't do just a tour. This is wrong. Then get for the learn for the key information to the people the correct information. If the state they lie, policeman they lie, electoral commissioner they lie, anti-corruption they lie to the people So then we expect when you get information from the state, you go believe them kind of information and no, I'm not gonna believe them. Because don't make me I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you at one time, I'll continue to doubt you all other times. Briefly, when I talk again about them political party, I always talk about today's political parties. I know say under normal circumstances, you know, for let them out of these negotiations. But these people, they put themselves out of it. Because them people are not drag man them. This man, they get upper, naing get all those other political parties. Then before the election, they not already don't support the president. Then go for one meeting, they talk, say, let them get one bag rest. This man would die so something cooker. Yes, he said let them give him one bag rest. Where they go now also in family to UF, especially because one bag rest. Then throw the support to the so you expect say them people in there for go na that table. No, them people in that demand, they no get ideology. APC no get ideology of just like APC, but at least they want power. You gonna say they desperately want the power, even though they know you do that power with anything. But they want power. But these people they know they form their party then they for go to look what happen at the NDC right now. So because the GSMED the fact for them pull come out the alliance where we say they not agree they not do like Adam be agree on the formation of the alliance. Now the other one, the way they support the government, then take the man they drive and come out. Are these serious political parties who for the consider? No, if in general sense they would talk say yes, it makes sense, say let them talk to them. But these people the way they handle the things, the way they go about their parties, you know, so then people are not getting no interest in forming the government, then come form them party there for just drag and get small thing, they go sit down. And live for a moment. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, You are so correct, Mr. Mustafa. This is the thing. Most people in a drag man them, 90% of the people are going to go into politics in a salon, then a drag man. Then they go there for just show themselves. I always can give one example where people are need this drag man business, you don't take and salon politics. And all that culture they now we need for end if we want serious leadership. I can give two instances. Instance number one, I know firsthand. I had a colleague in Ohio, at the time I think of the city, where I don't go. I can't think of the city right now. Where he called me one day, he said, one SAPP MP, where we all go to the same school, but now way after me on him. When I was school ago, because it's a special pride one gets, whether you know the person or not, if when I go to the same school, when I go to the same college, when I come to the same town, or I want to be neighbor, if that person they reach a certain height in life, you feel proud of him. And even if you don't know him, you're proud of him. So when this my colleague called me and tell me, say, this SAPP MP, this was in the Ernest Koroma era or time. He say, if I know that person, they say he come, a member of parliament, he come visit. He in America. I say no. He say, okay, he come visit me, meaning him now Ohio there. He say, when he come, I go make it talk to you. I go make one talk. I say, good. I say, who stay at the camp? He say, well, it's supposed for camp Friday. So Saturday or Sunday, I go make one talk. I say, how long did they come for? He say, they come for 1 week. I say, good. I would love to talk to him. And one of the reasons why a lot of people can contact me, again, make I remind people them. Now, Amadea Secondary School, me go na Bo. I start Amadea Primary, Standard 3. Okay? So, me na the first lawyer that school they ever produce, or any of the Amadea schools they ever produce. So, my name, even when they want to know me, still know of me. Plus the fact that I was an athlete, I was a top soccer player. You know, when we get Amadea in Bo School or CKC or UCC get game, a big thing in a Bo. You know, so me na be a top player too. So anyway, another driver blew me on horn. But so this gentleman called me, my colleague, tell me say the guy did come. The guy did come to Ohio. You know, Columbus, Ohio. So when the fellow come, Saturday come, Sunday come, and I hear it from the colleague. I call. I say, hey, that man don't come? He say, yeah. He say, don't come, but he don't go. I say, you say they come Friday, they come for 1 week. I say, who's I go? He say, don't go free turn back. I say, well, what happened? You misinform you? And I say, no. He said, what happened? Sunday with the talk. We then I was here with the talk. Now he gets a phone call from Freetown. He said, go to the porch, he talk. When he come back, he said, brother, you see that phone call they will get? Tomorrow I get to go Freetown back. And I say, hey, you go Freetown back tomorrow? He said, yeah. He said, okay, how much the plane ticket cost I get to go? He said, what happened? He said, now call, this is an MP now, SAPP MP in the Ernest Koroma 10. He said, I just get a call. Say money there for shade. If I not go, na me loss. So I got to go. This is how they run the country. That money there will be there for shade, where an Koroma government give SAPP. Not only money, not public funds. Money we have now for the country. The same thing is being practiced by this current government now to the other side. So it's all a joke. They're not to take things seriously. So una again, where they na the lower level, APCS people una the kill una several, una the waste una time. These guys are living well. They're taking care of each other. Then they cross party lines. Then they cross tribal lines. They're not to see tribe. They're not to see ethnicity. They're not to see party. Then they share among themselves. You then at the lower level, you get the crumbs, you think, say, what fighting, putting your life on the line. You know, to think about your picking and your grand picking and your future. That these guys are killing all the opportunities for these people. And when they want to understand that, because a lot of we still don't get it, and I don't expect you we all go understand. Some people, no matter what you do, they will always be party loyalists, no matter what. That said, unless Mr. Jamboria gets something, so we're not going to run out of time, I want to show this, and there's a video one for show about Chief Minister Senge when they go Kailaon. Then coupled with that, I want to let them show another video about some project will be there that has been abandoned. But I want to give Mr. Jamboria the opportunity, if you want to make any comment, then we can touch on that. So we know we'll get certain topics they want to reach. And quickly, I want to also say, Mr. Jamboria used the phrase intellectual apartheid in Sierra Leone. Yeah, we'll be getting America, we'll still get in America, we'll call them Jim Crow. So now we don't slang around it for apartheid. But Mr. Jamboria, I'm back to you, sir.
The only thing I would just say, because it has taken some time since I left Sierra Leone, but I want to we investigate whether APA is legal. Because the Constitution, and I believe the electoral laws, make provision for political parties to be registered through the, I call this institution where they do the registration. Then get an institution when I did this, I think the Deputy Minister of Justice been there, where they do registration of political parties. But APA, I not believe say there is any legal provision for APA. So if we are using APA today in processes that involve constitutional and legal issues, that itself is illegal. Because APA is just like a club. Now that number I get for say, I go do me research during the week. By next
And you're
week,
so right, Mr. Jamboria. So you just wonder what the lawyers, what the legal profession, and what the APC itself that calls itself the major opposition, what are they doing? You know,
then,
what are they
then
doing?
they shave money.
You know, because, and you wonder when APC left out the other opposition there, why would I not go to court? Okay, I know say when I say the court, no, but that's the only avenue. Register on a protest through the legal means. Say when I get all right for sit at the conference table. When I make APC SAPP just take themselves for say they represent. We're not talking about the country now. They're talking about representing the parties, the interested parties. You know, and when I let it go, when I not contest it, when I not go to court. So major spokesperson from the other political parties will get things to say did not become part of the operation, and it's so disappointing, you know. And then
You
they will
know,
begin tell you.
if you recollect today, we'll be in the talk backstage where you call me. I tell you, say, Sierra Leone, what you need right now, intellectual revolution. There are a lot of things wrong in that country. If you know they think properly, they see them as normal, but they are not normal. There's normal things and the things that cause all the abnormalities in the country. We get for wake up in a Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leonean get for wake up. What's in they can't tell you say this na blue, you accept and say na blue. Go find out. Now we go to the next topic, sir.
Okay, if we can ask the control room for please just show me the video of Chief Minister Senge, and then there's a video where also I would like to let them couple with that concerning a young man who about some project where Chief Minister Senge also supposedly in Brown Lobby they carry on na Kailaon, where just in the middle of things just get abandoned. And I will resend them to the control room just in case they don't have it.
Deputy Minister of Agriculture, when the Honorable Sahem Deputy Minister of Agriculture, when Honorable Sahemo, do you come before ya? The entire healthcare. The reason we get 2 ambulances now, we get 2 health buses now. I think 4 ambulances. Now because the entire health ministry in Kailaun and come on. Austin Dembi, do you come before? Maybe people then see you. Honorable Jalika to Mustafa come before, and Honorable Charles Tennessee, do you come? The minister does sit there now. Whoa, I don't say I get for calling now. Jalika to Mustafa, Papa the Chief Naya, and then Honorable Tennessee, Seth Naya come out. The next person we have to call now the Deputy Minister of Local Government, with Honorable Alfred Boye Jallo. We already say people that they sleep in a party office anymore. Now they all man they go, then they do the whole net. The reason we make them they do the whole net now because President Bio appoints 1 minister will come up Kailaun when they before technology. They don't make Starlink internet don't go now SFP party office. 1 country, we are Honorable Salima Ba come before many people and see you. Because now you don't make now that they all the young men and extra people that they can't join now for the internet. Go before. We other sister where they are Ministry of Lands, when Honorable Phyllis Kapu, all the land business then Kailaun. The minister waiting up before all the transport business, the road business, now the road finder. Now Honorable Fande Toure. Hey, they are just now, boy, say we can't join in a soul of Sabian. In fact, in Deputy Minister back, so the entire transport ministry, like Kailaun and come over, Honorable Rex Bonafa. Look Fande, here minister and Deputy Minister, then they come. The Deputy Minister of Communication back, the entire Kailaun, Your Excellency, you don't hand over plenty ministry than the Kailaun. Communication, health, transport, you don't get Kailaun. Honorable Ibrahim Sano. This now the minister them where they are, where come out Kailaun, but we got other minister them back where no they are, so I go call the name. We got Honorable David Taluva, where now the Minister of Internal Affairs. We got the Honorable Napoleon Kurma, where now the Deputy Minister of Mines. We get the Honorable Saja Aziz Kamara, where now the Deputy Minister of Tertiary and Higher Education. We get the Honorable Kadiatu Ali, where now the Deputy Minister of Finance 1. And then we get the Honorable Alpha Sise, where now the Deputy Minister of Justice. So Kailaun people then, do ya give one big round of applause for His Excellency for where they appoint them. We beat the minister them. But we get plenty points now other side them back from Kailaun. We tell you that thank you, do ya go sit down.
Famude Mina Patipiki, the chief blogger Kailaun District SLPP Media Blog. Adena Kailaun Tong Usai come pull na do today a secret hidden about one big project where they under the free education, and this very project here na project will be funded by World Bank, Irish Aid, and 2 other organizations them we can really help Africa, but they don't abandon them due to the corruption act where they go on where they not go able to understand. The project na free education project secretariat, construction of hostels, build boarding home, Lower Chiefdom Kailaun. So like, una just see the vicinity of where this project they take place. I mean, una just see the vicinity, how the project, they don't abandon them. The project is abandoned, and I mean, nothing is taking place because World Bank don't deny for even support the project again. Una come. This now the construction of boarding homes / hostels na Kailan. Yeah, this project now World Bank be the support am, Irish Aid and some others. Una see am. A project this way they don't abandon, and now free education secretariat. Mine this project be done my hand. Free education secretariat. Now then we get this project. So when I just see so that we don't stop and so now it is. Phone the don't stop. This is the project. I mean, this is a very big project, but because we own brother Mohammed Shyllon and the free education boss, when at the Vishenga in Pralo, where they before free education, now then get this project. But now, due to one or two reasons, or due to the lapses, or due to the misappropriation of public office, now they don't under the project. The project is no more taking place. So my people of Kailan, I mean, these are the things that His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada Bio planned for we, and in order to go on at all. And the people that were the team before, they are not helping us. So now see this project. I mean, this was going to be very marvelous for the people of Kailan. But now, they don't abandon them. You see? It is not going on. So I mean, how the president will really continue for do good things for now. When they bring camp projects, the people that were there before free education secretariats, David Money na Shenga and Bralon na there before free education project in this country. And I put on there, and this is what it is doing to he is doing to us. This is what brother Mohammed Shyllon were there before this project. They didn't do it at all, and look at what the cost Kailan. So now they just can't put this kind of money now. They don't abandon the project. Now for even make them furnish the place, no way. So I just can't bring this to light for make the people of Kailan know say this now one part of free education project where not go through at all because of the leadership of free education secretariat, the current leadership. Now then don't misuse this project to make World Bank, Irish Aid, and two other organizations that way they support Africa strongly for education business and other business. Don't pull hand for this project. When I see this community back, when I see how this place looks, when I the billboard the home, when I the billboard the home for Kekeh, when I see how the place looks, when I just see they don't abandon the project. You see, nothing is taking place here. Now how this school here forgot before? The people that way they support the school don't pull up at the school in business. So my people of Kailan, I want now pull voice. This project let it done. Let this school build the project done. This boarding home. This na free education project. Mara be your counter for make we enjoy from her, for make we get a full support. Mara be say radical inclusion. The radical inclusion where Mara be your count now for make every pikin in this country gets free quality education. And this is one of the projects where they don't misuse. The Vishega Ebralon had before free education secretariat in this country. Plus one with brother Mohammed Shyllon. Now they don't misuse this project. Now they don't stop for supporter. So let this reach Mr. President, let reach First Lady, let reach VP, let reach all the cabinet ministers. Say the project, the free education secretariat project, na Kailan for billboard home. Now project we don't die down because of the selfishness of some of we brother in a salon where they pin before they can project there. Once again, in a party PK, the chief blogger Kailan district, SLP Media Blog. Una thank you.
All right. Now, again, we'll play this just for illustrative points. Where the chief minister, who is supposed not only for be aware of the existence of what this young man just showed. Now, in the lead this self-aggrandizing or praise of all watching the people. You see, okay, you take a man like Dr. Sengen. He has a PhD from one of the most acclaimed universities in the world. Somebody needs to tell me, how is that degree helping humanity or helping mankind other than what he in the do for use that as a stepping stone for your own success. Okay, now look at the situation. That's a lot of money. You get infrastructure sitting there in the middle of nowhere wasting. Now, this is no criticism of the president, because the young man give praise to the president for say the president is well intentioned. It mean for provide for Kalau district, but is he getting sometimes? Is he getting the service way he intended? Because the president can't do it himself. He therefore assign that responsibility to certain people. This is where nepotism comes in. Because I remember way back there was an issue many years ago when Dr. Senge came into the scene, when they make a minister, where he was trying to give some kind of a project to Imbralo, where one prominent SLPP person complained about for say the Brownlaw was not qualified for the position. Well, but if they give you the position, even when you don't get the qualification, don't you think you owe it to yourself and to the people for make something come out of it so people will say, oh, we were wrong. But look at what this young man is showing. And I take special interest in Kailaun district, because I'm his second home down there. That's where I grew up. I grew up in Upper Bambara Chiefdom. So when I see things like this, potential going to waste, resources going to waste, it really touches me. And they talk about, again, when a young man called earlier, they talk about a young generation, we need to be very careful watching at the generational thing we talk about. Because the current system, the current government constitutes a shift in generation. President Bio, in your group, now a shift in generation. President Bio, much older than David Senge. That's a shift in generation, even though not 30 years, but there's a big shift. In David Senge is still below 40. President Bio is at least 60. So the young man we call, where they talk about generational changes, is very discouraging, because you don't see any indication of the upcoming generation to have what it takes to run the race. Because it just looks like everybody is dropping the baton as generations upon generation. So you look at David Senge with all the education, I don't see the prime example where it is set in terms of really talking about progressive leadership. Now he talk about Starlink. He praised on a minister where get a satellite connection, communication connection to a party office. So that's big deal. And I don't know if anybody in Kailaun where they eat Starlink. I don't know if anybody in Kailaun where they pay school fee for Peking with Starlink. I don't know anybody in Kailaun where they pay doctor's fee where he's sick with Starlink. I don't know anybody in Kailaun district, the whole district, where they travel by Starlink. But this is how they fool the people. This is how they have nothing but disregard for the people. Nothing the minister was talking about get any substance, mean anything. You see? But you go there, you make all that big show there, people don't know any better, and then give this aura of doing something for the people. At the end of the day, there's nothing there for sure for the people, to the people there, in terms of substance. These are some of the things people like we complain about. Now, I mean a free town boy. I don't get for be so concerned about Kailaun. Not today I born, okay? But I grew up there. I mean, teenage links down there. I love Kailaun district. Everywhere in Kailaun district, just as much as I love Western area, if not more. Okay, so you don't have to be part of a community. I think so then the other question we get, where my co-host will deal with, is why so many ministers then from one district? That's much more country there. Isn't that an imbalance or excesses? I don't understand it. Some of the things don't make sense to me because Kalau no more, you just show about 5 or 6 deputy minister, a minister, and then there were some other ministers who were not from there. If one district like Kalau will get that many deputy ministers and ministers, what about the other 14 or districts then we left? So you see, when you talk about governance, there's a total lack of seriousness in terms of too much time is being spent in fooling the people. Too much time. So, Bamega, pass over to Mr. Jamboria if he has any comment, and then we will take one last call. Yes, we will take one last call after. Let Mr. Jamboria make a comment. We'll take one last call.
Let the caller come on first, then I go come after.
All right. Hello, caller. What you know your name? Who side you call from?
Hello. Hello, viewers.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Mr. Omar, good evening.
Yeah. Thank you for recognizing voice. I don't listen to the program almost to end. I'm not being just one call, you know. But where this generational thing come, they make a decide for call. We get 2 generations. We get President Bio and the older generation, when a selfish generation, corrupt generation. Then we get we own generation. We're sorry for the language, full of idiots them. Because we own generation, now we the fet for politicians. Go now, let's see the youth where they fet for politicians, or let's see the people they fet for politicians. They are all below 30 years of age. You know, you hardly find somebody who don't have above 40 still fet for political party. Now, David Senge they talk about internet. You know, now this way you see sometimes we possibly educated, but it's still not idiots. Because David Senge don't in Europe, don't in America. They no say down to train station, public toilet, school facilities, all them they get free internet. They talk about a mid of 21st century, a old district, they talk about one party office where people, youth man, they go gather around just because of internet. Now, shame
instead
on
of finding
you know,
jobs,
sometimes
instead of finding jobs for them young men, instead of finding jobs.
They make the judge the young caliber of education they get. Now, like I'm into, you know, sometimes most of the time I read this talk here. Don't know. Wait here, we not get they not can get budget so they can make for all the ministries. For say that project we may see. For say Sierra Leone government Ministry of Education, they undertake that kind of project and they pass. Don't know can put on parents the day again. What team then they allocate budget to them for? Now that we see ordinary seat na studio. Now that stadium, the ordinary seat. Paso then collaborate with Chinese government. Then waiting we young government we would do on their own. Don't forget say they don't abandon the bill. Now waiting we young government within the government. Why didn't they allocate money to them? What did they do the money there? Now then question we young generation, we young youth. Just like what a young man they say. Now then question for the acts. Because they affect we directly and they affect the generation where they come after we. But when you get a generation where you're not focused, like we own generation, you're not focused, and David Senge fall among that generation day. Because according to what I understand, a small boy, me is not a big forum. You know? So for let you get somebody who is educated, you don't get Western education. They behave that way. I wonder. You know, thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll always make a passing over to Mr. Jamboria.
You see, Mr. Shyllon, That video we see and the comments we come out from about Kailan. The second video about the project, we also connected to Kailan. It raised a lot of questions. And I go back to what you discussed today. What I say, we need a mental revolution, Sierra Leone. If we don't think straight, we will never do things straight, Mr. Shyllon. That's the basic naked facts about reality. The human being, now a mindset, now a thinking animal. How you think, now so they make progress. How you think, now so they get comfort in life. For God's sake, as you rightly said, Mr. Shyllon, Starlink, is its development? Do we really understand what development is in Sierra Leone? The team for put effort for make we get development. Look at they in waste. The educational structures. Because development itself, they begin with improving the human resource, like give them the capacity for produce goods and services, create a bigger consumption, and that exchange of goods and services, they sustain demand, they sustain supply, instigate production, you create wealth. If you not put effort for education, you not put effort for skills development, you not put effort for issues like agriculture, we go make the people them able to sustain themselves. You they go provide Starlink na a party office. So you they tell the people then quietly say, we are putting effort in keeping you idle so that we can continue to use you. Because when man see them every day for they go look Starlink or DSTV, that party office, by the time they turn around, they say Jack Robbins, 4-5 years done, and they come back and get one bag rice, one bottle of mole, one parcel jamba, he dance, he go vote, he fed, he killing company man for one idiot. We in in family they enjoy. This is the apartheid I'm talking about, Mr. Shyllon. Go back and look at South Africa when apartheid been there. A similar model been there. The whites, they may get certain facilities where they provide for the black communities, for keep them idle and keep them quiet. Of course, you and me know what happened in America in the 60s, how drugs was used to keep certain communities quiet. When the thing boomerang now, it don't turn a national crisis. You see, we get to learn from a lot of mistakes we don't make and where other people they don't make for make we make progress. Yes, the young generation gets a whole mountain of problems. But I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Shyllon. If some of us, the elders, can get them to respect us and listen to us, we can retune their mentality for make them begin think progressive. And I would assure you one thing. If we spend a decade for retune the mentality in Sierra Leone, we get the proper mentality. Especially so now that we get over 80% of the population within that young age. I go assure you, say, if we get the correct mentality, in 5 years' time, we would lay the foundation for development to start in Sierra Leone. I not go say Salon they develop, but they lay the foundation. And when we don't lay that foundation, we build trust in society. It will be difficult for change because when the people they don't get the correct awareness, you when they go into politics, you get for know what you they do and what you they talk because the people will be watching you. That's the task we have in Sierra Leone now. Otherwise, if we're not careful, this continue. I don't wish it. But 5 years from now, we're going into a bloody civil crisis. You see them Boba na Kailan where they talk so? The day 10, 15 of them don't vex. You get some na Bombali, you get some na Pujang. They have their ways of communicating. Oh. I swear to God, and they take that country out of voting. Some man go get for run our tie, not no say our tie they run. Then go turn Jesus Christ. Wait, no. You they see the impending danger where they come. And as much as we go say the young generation need some direction, some guidance, let them not go that path today. But at the same time, they are restless and they are angry. Don't underrate that. They are restless, they are angry. So we need to do something. Especially those people when they pass all over the place, they make like now then get power. Waiting at them saving grace for now, the divide mentality is still in the society. When things happen, the man go say, now party law beer. Yes, but if they reach South Somalia, how many say law beer and then they first start saying, no, go tire. Because you rightly ask, when you go to market, they're not they go sell you because you know sell people, then give lower price. When you go to shop, they're not they go sell you because you know sell people, then give lower price. At the same price to other people and they pay, now they pay. And when you not get job, you they suffer equally like that man when I'm party, not in a power. So there is going to be a turning point. Do we want to guide it? If we want to guide it, let us begin to look how we can do community interventions and get these people who say that and then a power, then they open the road, let we assist them. But if they don't want assistance, so be it. Then time will teach them the lesson. And if say they go use people all the time.
Well, what you don't understand, again, this is why I keep blaming into Patia. The mentality.
We don't have political parties, Mr. Shyllon. Let us stop talking about the names that we get. They do institutions, they don't get ideology. They don't get ideology. The only thing they understand are for go sit down about thief and loot. That's all.
But one I don't understand, because it look like if we understand that, the international government, the European Union, the USA, State Department, they even understand them better than we. So what you not understand in this sense, them so-called parties there, just look at the cruelty of the practice itself. For the minister, and I think the minister not fully appreciate the gravity of the statement we make. He just say them very loosely. For say, I say, but when I go sit down at party office again, or then they go there because the minister, when ahead of technology, because I may not see the big technology will get us alone yet. We don't get Starlink when I just a simple internet connector or connection. So, but watching, I don't understand. Thinking of the minister in level of education and the experience having lived abroad, but the callous way with which he said it and the ease with which he said what he said, doesn't he see the cruelty in keeping people them in bondage like that? If they are comfortable with young men with all the potential at hand ahead of them, all they have to do now for go sit down a party office, and both parties are practicing that. A practice where for discourage.
Not to say now other people them your age group them, they glad for see them and they waste them.
Wasting like that. Among whom there will be someone with the talent of carpentry, among whom there will be someone with the talent of masonry, among whom there will be someone or some of whom may have the talent of
agriculturist, you get
other trades, you know, plumbing and all of that, were not even bothered by saying, let me open a training school in that area there. Just like Mr. Jamboria just accurately point out, here is an institution being built physically already in place. But we know what will happen. The funding has been depleted by somebody that build also and do other things with the money, not the generation for improve their life and their skills and for them to be more productive for society. If we are comfortable for letting boy and go sit down in a party office, they watch TV over things that will be totally irrelevant to their well-being, to their existence. You know, I'm sure when they go to a party office, they go show them a situation about how Congress is being run in America or how Parliament is being run in England or Canada. I'm sure not to that, and they're not to show them anything in there. They're not to show them anything about governance.
Music and dance and football.
Yeah.
You see, they keep them in a hyper state. Then the next thing where I'm sure then they do they're gonna make provision for the cook one bag rest every day, let the body eat.
Yes, sir. That I'm sure they do. And that's why I talk about the cruelty of the situation.
Our country, I don't know.
So we point for we listeners them. I hope they understand. There is plenty of blame to go around. So this is not everything we don't talk about. So not only characteristic to this government, it's been a chain of events going way back. Misuse of the of people and depriving of people of opportunity to become somebody in life. You know, and I can always say, and this is true, if you're unemployed, your needs are the same as the person who is employed. Because if you're a youth, you get for eat, you get for use bathroom, you get for make love, you get for get girlfriend, then you get for get somebody pregnant, you get for get picking. Aren't we seeing the chain of cruelty to generations that we're doing by them policies there with the practice and this is why I say I'm so disheartened, because the young generations them wait for the talk, waiting with the talk so. Wait for the see ahead. Now then don't engage in activities for keep their own age group in bondage. So again, take offense to it, folks, if you have, but we're telling you the truth and we're saying this for the good of the country. You know, get for change cause. You know, the minister make mention of one of things. I want show one video, but we know what they call. I want to let them see a road where the minister did talk about all the roads they don't make. The Banda Juma. You know, I better look for this video. I get a man and see.
I've been seeing that video recently where motorcar and they would see them people they follow with them bike.
All of that, sir. So you see, I mean, if this to me, this is what you call in law reckless disregard of the welfare of the people. The minister just said stuff. You know, when the people in the complaint say, "Look, we roads the Italian River," you know. So okay, we're out of time. Thank you very much, audience, for listening. As always, we appreciate when I taking up on a precious time listening to us and making whatever contribution. So until next week again, I go say good night to Una. I don't know if Mr. Jamboria want for I say good night.
Bambulem, Una, thank you. We some of what you get no more now for advice, Una wake up. Sierra Leoneans need for wake up. You are sleeping. Wake up. You don't need to be waiting to fight wars or to cause trouble or insult each other. Wake up. By waking up, let them people here realize, say, we for treat ourselves as equals. Then we not go see change go happen in Sierra Leone. But if we not wake up, these guys will continue. Una bye bye. Una tata. Ah, nyalima. Owanuyo.